Hey guys, so I'm gonna talk about a casting scam that I got involved in recently. So last year, starting around the summertime, all the way up until like January or February, I think it was January, there was a casting call for Hollywood House. And if you guys remember, I made a video for an audition with them, and basically I had to explain like why I wanted to be on the show, like a little monologue or something, and answer like some few questions, like if I would be a good roommate. And recently, just found out that this was a scam. I actually found out about it possibly being a scam like soon as April hit. But there's so much drama that's happening right now. Is not really concerning me because I didn't get picked on the show, but I mean, it's still a scam because I wasted time and effort on an audition that just was a waste of energy that turned out to be a scam. What happened was, from August all the way up until January, it was a casting call for the show called Hollywood House, and it was supposed to follow 7 actors as they make the move to Los Angeles, and they all live together in one house and they focus on acting. Well, the guy who was responsible for all this, his name is Rich, and he basically like created this whole thing on the internet where it made himself look legit. Like, he had the IMDb page. You could Google him. His name was attached to some films and some shows and stuff like that. So he's legit seemed real, like this is true. Also, some people have found out about this casting call through their agency as well. And so, you know, agencies don't steer you in the wrong direction. They know what's legit and what's not. But whatever he did, he fooled every freaking body. Then he started talking about like he didn't want us to talk about why we wanted to be on the show. He wanted to hear like our struggles and what we've been through and why we deserve to be on the show, why they should pick us. So like, people went back, redid their videos and stuff, and submitted a whole new audition, and some of the sob stories brought their way onto the show. Picking people based on like shares. So what I mean as far as shares is like people who had the most likes and shares on Facebook. And people who were not picked, they started realizing this, like, you guys are picking people based on popularity and that's not fair and stuff. And they would constantly be in the in Rich's inbox and stuff. And I felt like that, but I didn't say nothing. I really felt like, you know, it was a popularity contest, and that's how you're going to get picked on the show. Because there were people that got picked on the show based on how many people supported them and were sharing their posts on Facebook and liking them and going on their page, the like page, and commenting, voting for this particular person and stuff. So I really thought it was like a popularity contest. Out of nowhere, he decides instead of doing 7 people, he's going to do 10 people. And then after he shared that it's going to be 10 people, he started talking about, oh, there's going to be shares. And basically, shares is a way where you kind of buy your way onto the show. So you have to get your friends and family and all your supporters to go vote for you. And they have to donate money to basically buy your way onto the show. And the last 2 people was going to be picked based on those shares. Because I think there was only a couple people who were picked on the show based on talent, and that did not have other people buy shares or whatever. But long story short is that at the end of the year, end of December, when he was entering into January, he gave the final list of the cast and except the last 2 people. And so basically he decided, instead of doing 10 people, to do 16 people. So he announced the rest of the people who was on the show except the last 2 people, and at that point I was like out of the drawing to even be on the show because I didn't buy any shares or anything. And these people were supposed to start filming this show in April. Like, they're supposed to have been here in Los Angeles filming right now as we speak. After, you know, the final cast was picked except the last 2 people. They were picked. 2 people had decided that they wanted to drop out of the show. And one of them, that was the transgender girl, she didn't explain why she was dropping out. And then there was another girl who, she got picked and she auditioned around like the last minute and stuff. But she ended up dropping out. And Rich's excuse was, well, this is Hollywood. This is the business. Some people are not going to agree with the expectations and with the contracts and stuff like that. That's why those people had dropped out and that those people were not being replaced. So they were going to stick to the people that they already had. Basically, someone asked this girl, like, okay, so when are you guys going to LA? Aren't y'all supposed to be leaving in a few days to go to LA for the show? And the girl commented back and she said, that's complicated. It's a long story. And some guy comment on there and was said that he hoped that Rich gets better so that way they can get on to filming the show, because right now it got postponed until later, until further notice, because he's been sick. He scammed these people who had people buy shares and kept their money and then turned off and said, hey, I'm not filming right now, we're going to have to postpone it to later because I am sick. I just found out that I have cancer, and for my health reasons I need to just get better and not focus on the show right now. He sent the email to like all them people and stuff like that. So one of the people felt like this was a scam, something didn't seem right, and apparently, you know, can't really talk about it, but it got to the point where Dr. Phil had to get involved, where I guess these people are working on like suing this guy and also getting Dr. Phil on the show or something, because Rich had made a post on there and saying that he's deleting this page, the show is canceled, he is not doing it, and that he is quitting the entertainment business for good, and he just wants to focus on his health. Just really exposed him for being that scam artist he is. This isn't the first time that he scammed a bunch of people and took their money. He's done it as far as giving people employment opportunities, even anything in Hollywood. And you know, it sucks that people are like that, where they use people's dreams to get them and lure them in to scam them, you know, and then at the end they're gonna be left with nothing. And that's what he did, and that's what he's continuing to do right now. He is actually harassing one of the girls who was picked for the show based on her talent. He's been harassing her and, like, you know, hacking her accounts and stuff like that, and he's just, yeah. So yeah, that's a scam that went through. I'm so glad I didn't get picked for the show, especially like the last period. I started to think like, hey, I may not even get picked for the show. Like, I just kind of started to have a feeling, but then I stopped stressing about it because I just knew that God had something better for me anyways, opposed to that show. But it really sucked because I really wanted to do a show like that and everything. So I don't know, it was so weird. And I think the audition videos was a way to help him determine, like, okay, who he's going to be able to scam. So he was gonna be able to scam me, and I was not having nobody buy my way onto the show. Because if I'm going to be on the show, I want to be on the show based on talent, not because I have people buy my way onto the show. So yeah, that is it about my audition that was a scam.